Next on Worcester News Tonight, Worcester is preparing for the arrival of Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump, when he gets here and where you can find him. Plus, a big day at Worcester Airport. We explain next. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tim McCone. Worcester is preparing for Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump's arrival tomorrow. Trump is scheduled to fly into the Worcester Regional Airport. He's set to arrive at the DCU Center for an hour-long campaign rally. The event is free and open to the public, but people must get tickets online. It starts at 7, but doors will open at 5 p.m., and we will have coverage for you tomorrow night at 10. Well, with such a high-profile presidential candidate on his way, Worcester police say security in and around the DCU Center will be heightened. This comes as the investigation into who stole 16 weapons from the Worcester Army Reserve Center is underway. Olivia Lemon is following the investigation for us and has more.
Governor Charlie Baker makes an appearance at Worcester's DCU Center today. Wednesday, the Arena and Convention Center will host presidential candidate Donald Trump, and security is expected to be tight.
We had additional security measures in effect planned. We're working with State Police, Secret Service, and also with Trump's advanced teams as well.
Trump's visit comes days after 16 weapons went missing from the Lincoln Stoddard Army Reserve Center. The FBI confirms 10 pistols and 6 assault rifles were taken. Governor Baker repeated today the theft does not appear to be related to terrorism.
The local folks and the State Police and the FBI are working it pretty hard and appear, based on what we've been told, that they're making a lot of progress, and they feel pretty good about the state of the investigation.
Following the weapons theft, police say they have additional officers in several key locations. Police will also have bomb detection and control dogs outside the DCU Center for the Trump rally.
Between the officers that we have in place, working with the other agencies, we feel pretty confident that we'll be able to have a pretty peaceful event.
If there's a major event at a major venue, there will be a ton of presence and a lot of security and a set of additional procedures, and that's just something people are doing all over Massachusetts.
In the meantime, police are asking for the public's help in the recovery of the weapons. They say if you see anything suspicious, to report it.
I obviously would like I'm sure many people here would, to see the thing recovered, see the weaponry recovered as fast as possible, and whoever did it brought to justice.
Olivia Lemon, Worcester News Tonight.
The debate on whether the U.S. should accept refugees fleeing Syria continues to be a hot-button issue, and it's also dominating the discussion in the race for the White House. Kayla Mamalak has the story.
We need to stop the flow of Syrian refugees into this country.
Republican presidential candidate Carly Fiorina is yet another voice speaking out against President Obama's policies on letting Syrian refugees across American borders. At the forefront of concerns is the federal government's ability to vet Syrians upon entry.
Our own government has told us we cannot adequately vet them.
Closer to home, Governor Charlie Baker expressed similar concerns.
Given the sort of nature of the government there, it's been very hard to create a gap-free system. And I think those are legitimate questions, and I'd just like to see them answered.
We know that the refugees have very difficult challenges, and we understand that. But we also have a responsibility as governor and lieutenant governor to the safety and well-being of all the people here in our Commonwealth.
And it's no surprise many of the people rejecting Obama's plan are Republican presidential candidates. Hillary Clinton responded in a tweet today calling this an all-time low for the GOP. In the studio, Kayla Mamalak, Worcester News Tonight.
All right, thanks, Kayla. Here at home, French Study Abroad program at a Worcester college is responding to the attacks in Paris. The College of the Holy Cross sends students to Paris and other cities all over France. The college says none of their students were in Paris at the time of the attacks, but many were in surrounding cities. Holy Cross has been communicating with these students and say they're all safe. Professor Teresa McBride says she's not scared and would still advise students to study abroad in Paris.
I think the important message is that this kind of act, very vicious, brutal, thuggish act, can happen anywhere. And their goal is to make us afraid, to make us distrust one another. And if they can accomplish that, then they've accomplished their goal.
The owner of a Worcester convenience store is speaking out after he was robbed at knife point Monday night. Our Patricia Nicholas has the details.
Ravender Man's convenience store on Belmont Street in Worcester was robbed at knife point Monday evening. The cash register was empty, but Mann says the suspect was only interested in his wallet.
I don't know how, but yeah, he just straight away he pointed my wallet like, yo, pull up your wallet. I know you have money in your wallet.
The suspect, as seen on this surveillance video, then left the convenience store. Mann chased him down Eastern Ave before being told to stop by police.
Cops were telling me to go back to the store so somebody gonna come and see you over there. In the meantime, I have to be no choice to come back because they were telling maybe his arm or anything, he can hurt you or something like that.
Now, this is not the first time Mann's store was robbed. His father was robbed at knife point, leaving their store 2 years ago.
He put the knife on my dad and so my dad pushed him back and all the stuff. He put his hand in his pocket, in the front pocket, on the top of the shirt. He took whatever the money and credit cards, ID, license and everything. He get away with that.
Mann's store has been in the neighborhood for 5 years. He says he is shocked at how many times his store has been targeted.
This neighborhood, I'm always be nice to this neighborhood. When they have money short or anything like that, I take care of them. I didn't expect anybody to be, disrespect me over here. But I really want whoever did yesterday, I want him to get back, he get caught.
Patricia Nicholas, Worcester News Tonight.
The City Council supports a move that could potentially bring a driving range to Green Hill Park. The council voted 9-2 in favor of a move that could potentially pave the way for the range. It would involve the exchange of land between the park and the golf course. Supporters say the deal would create new revenue for the city-run golf course, and it would also actually increase the overall acreage of Green Hill Park. Well, a big day at Worcester Regional Airport. Massport, along with the city and state officials, were in attendance for the second anniversary of JetBlue service at the airport. It began back in November 2013. Since then, more than 200,000 passengers have flown out of Worcester. It's a successful number that Massport says certainly opens the door for potentially more airlines to come.
Interest from some of the major airlines, some of the newer airlines, and even one international airline. So we think once the results are in, which they are now in the 2 years, we'll get some increased activity, and we'll be back in touch with folks in Worcester to say, how do you think this kind of a flight would go, depending on which city we get asked to take a look at by the airlines.
Well, JetBlue wasn't the only celebration up at the airport today. Rectrix Aviation cutting the ribbon on their new aerodrome. The new upscale state-of-the-art private aircraft facility offers premium private jet charters, and Worcester Airport Director Andy Davis says it's another key piece to the future of the airport.
They're just opening this aerodrome, which will be a full-service fixed-based operation, which is basically all handling services for airplanes to come in. In addition to the ground handling services they provide to JetBlue, they provide full services for visiting and based aircraft here in the general aviation side.
An update now to our story about the search for a missing college student from Holden. Jake Nahn's family confirms the 23-year-old was found dead in a river near Plymouth State University. Nahn was last seen on Thursday. His grandmother says Nahn was found close to where they were searching over the weekend. Plymouth police say an autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow. There is no word yet on cause of death. Governor Baker visits the city this afternoon, helping shine a spotlight on the work Worcester and other gateway cities are doing. Our Andy Madison has the details.
Tim Murray says the key to Worcester thriving as a city lies in its young people.
We need to let them know that the buildings that they see in their city, the people that they hear and see about who are leading and in positions of leadership, that can be them someday.
There are several programs aimed at doing just that. Leadership Worcester and the Worcester Youth Leadership Institute. Programs that were praised today by state officials.
The stronger and more vibrant that this economy is in Worcester, so goes the whole region around it.
As one of 25 gateway cities in the state, today Worcester was also one of 5 cities recognized for being innovative.
There are many outstanding examples now of gateway cities that are surviving and thriving, Worcester being one of them where we are now, and 25 more around the state.
Many of you have laid a lot of groundwork over the course.
The governor also praised Murray and the chamber for its efforts to get the city moving forward. Murray says it's important they keep focusing on the city's young and diverse population.
That is really something we proactively need to be doing more of in lots of different businesses, institutions, and organizations, and this is just one way the Chamber, with some of our partner organizations, is doing just that.
Andy Madison, Worcester News Tonight.
2 Worcester police officers are honored for their work helping reduce crime in a Chandler Street neighborhood. Officer Michael Higgins and Detective Jamie O'Rourke received awards from the Murray and Wellington Apartments Tenant Association. The residents honored them for their efforts to promote safety through crime watch meetings and strengthen community relationships.
We do a really good job in keeping us safe, and not only Worcester but the area that we live in, which is very not bad but a very hard place to live in.